Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most eye-opening psychological studies in history, the Hofling Hospital Experiment. This experiment showed just how much power authority figures can have over us, even when it means breaking the rules. It links to a deeper dive we did on cognitive biases. If you haven't seen it, the link is in the description. Let's dive in. In the 1960s, Dr. Charles Hofling conducted a chilling experiment in a hospital to test authority bias. The goal? To see if nurses would blindly follow the orders of a doctor, even if those orders violated hospital policies and posed a risk to the patient. Here's how the experiment worked. The nurses were working in a real hospital setting, doing their daily routines. Everything seemed normal, until they received a call from a doctor they didn't know. On the phone, the so-called doctor instructed the nurses to administer a drug called Astrotin to a patient. Here's where it gets interesting. First, Astrotin wasn't a real drug, it was a placebo. Second, the dosage the doctor ordered was twice the maximum limit stated on the label. And third, hospital rules strictly prohibited nurses from taking orders over the phone from an unknown doctor. So, 3 major red flags. The drug was unfamiliar, the dosage was dangerously high, and the nurses weren't supposed to follow phone orders from unknown doctors. But guess what happened next? Astonishingly, 21 out of 22 nurses, that's 95%, prepared to give the drug to the patient without question. They only stopped when a researcher intervened. This is a powerful example of authority bias, the tendency to follow orders from someone in a position of authority, even when we know something doesn't feel right. The nurses trusted the doctor so much that they were willing to ignore their own training and the hospital's rules. So, what can we take away from this experiment? The Hofling Hospital Experiment highlights how easily authority can cloud our judgment. Even professionals, like nurses, are not immune. This study tells us we need to be aware of authority bias, especially in high-stakes situations. Just because someone seems to be in charge doesn't mean they are right. Next time you're in a situation where you're asked to follow orders, take a moment to question the logic. Does it make sense? Is there enough evidence to support the action? Trust, but verify. Thanks for watching. The Hofling Hospital Experiment teaches us an important lesson about questioning authority and making sure we're acting with good reason. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss more insights on psychology and human behavior. Have you ever been in a situation where you followed orders but later felt you shouldn't have? Drop your story in the comments below. Let's discuss.